So here we are on it again, another review of another gun. Carrying on with my World War II theme, today we have a pistol, and as you can see from this, it was a pistol that was used a lot in the Second World War by the Germans, and of course it's a Luger. Now, it's taken me some time to put this video together, and the reason for that is because of this. I didn't actually read too much on how it was powered. I seen it was gas powered, gas blowback. I assumed it was green gas, but no, it was CO2, and guess who did not order CO2 capsules when I ordered the gun? Correct. But I have taken care of that. So here we are, the P.08 Luger. So, opening it up, and there's not a lot in the box. I could tell that right away. There is a very comprehensive, instruction manual. Okay, do's and don'ts. The illustrations are really good, and of course they are in English as well. Safety instructions in another language altogether. And I assume that's more than safety instructions in another language altogether as well. So that brings us to the gun, and there's not a lot in this box. There is the gun, which we'll come to. Yep, there's the big Allen key, set of BBs, and that's basically it. The Allen key you are going to need, okay, so don't dispose of that. Them, however, they're in the bin. Okay, I never use ABBs ever, not even for Cronon. Okay, and the gun itself, wow, that is full metal apart from the plastic grip here. Nice texture on that, I must admit, but I'd like to swap them out and put wooden ones on. I think that would help tremendously. So starting at the back here, this is your charging handle here. Oh, that's great. Holds position, so when you've shot your last round, it lets you know. Okay, now to get that forward, I'm going to guess we have to eject the magazine and pull back on this part here. Yeah, I thought so. We have fire and safe. It only has two. It's semi-automatic, it's not automatic at all. That button there is your mag release, the trigger. Okay. This here actually takes this top receiver off completely. Now to do that, okay, you turn that there, and right away you've seen the barrel move slightly forward. You take this plate off here, okay, and then the whole assembly slides forward. Because you're using CO2, you are going to have to oil these parts, these moving parts, quite regularly. Okay, put it back on. Bit fiddly, especially when you try to do it over a camera. Put that piece in there. You take this bit, there's a little flange there. Okay, that tucks under here. You push that down, and then what you do is you just push back slightly on the barrel. Okay, he says, yep, and then that piece there goes back up, and that's it back together again. As you can see, okay, it's very, very short. Okay, the hole, yeah, the barrel's very, very short. As a matter of fact, the barrel is there. Okay, it's very, very short barrel. The magazine itself, the CO2 capsule, goes in here. Okay, this has a really good way of loading. You pull that spring back to there, and do you see that hole? That's where you fill your BBs in there, and that is basically it. It feels very, very good in weight, I have to say, right for the get-go. There's a lot of weight in there. Okay, And if you actually go to the box itself, it gives you a lot of information actually on the side of the box. It tells you it's a gas blowback system. It tells you how many joules it should be. It tells you the magazine holds 15 rounds. The weight of the gun without the magazine, without the CO2 and the BBs is 830 grams. The length of the gun is 220 millimeters. And there's one thing I haven't talked about, and that's the hop up. Okay, because it doesn't have one. It's what they call a fixed hop. Okay, where the hop up should be, it's not at all. It's all fixed, so it's basically ready to go. Okay, now fixed hop ups can be very problematic. Okay, as I've found out in the past. So this is going to be something else for chronoing and for shooting. And talk about chronoing, that's what comes up next. So if you bear with me 1 second, I'll set that up. I'll put CO2 in it, I'll put BBs in it, and of course not forgetting safety goggles. Doesn't matter what you're doing, okay, when it comes to airsoft, as soon as you put BBs in and CO2 in, or battery connecting, or green gas, or anything, as soon as you put BBs in and you connect it to a power source, always wear safety glasses every time. So I'll be back in 1 second. Now, just before I set up the chrono, okay, I want to explain how to do this, because if you haven't actually put a CO2 capsule in before, okay, this can be a bit daunting. So this is a magazine, okay. The CO2 capsule will only go in one way, and that is like that, okay. In the top of the magazine here, okay, there is a pin, and that will pierce through the top of the CO2, okay. So that pin will pierce through the top of that, and that will allow the CO2 to fill up and go into the chamber. Now, like so. And as I say, you need this Allen key, big Allen key in there, and you just keep turning, turning and turning, and you'll feel it getting a little bit tighter, and then that's it. That little psst is what you heard there. That's it done. That's now the CO2. All I've got to do is put the BBs in it, okay, and we're ready to go. Back in 1 second. Right, so here we go. Safety goggles on. Okay. Magazine's all ready to go. Load gun. Okay. Now, to fire the first shot, you have to cock this. Okay, because if you read the instructions carefully, it tells you you have to cock the gun in order to make it work. Okay. And it is very, very stiff because it is brand new. So here we go, first shot. Wow. 426. My word. Yeah. Don't think I'll be taking this out. Joules is 1.68. Try that again. Wow. Yeah, very high FPS, to be honest with you. The joules is, yeah, it's running about the same, to be honest with you. The joules are staying, and the kick is, wow, really, really strong. I'm actually going to zoom this out. Okay, he says. Okay, and I'm going to move this out of the way, just to let you see this in action, because it is absolutely something else. Wow. There is some kick. I'm just going to keep going until it empties to see it actually pull back. There we go, last round. There we are. There we are, last round, and it's held back. So, Well, we'll try a range test and see if we can hit a target. Okay, we'll put this on pause 1 second. I'll be back in a second. So very quickly before I set up the range test and accuracy test, that is the FPS that it was shooting out. Wow, very hot. I personally don't think I would be taking this with me, but it's part of my collection for display purposes only. Okay, so I'm not too worried about that, to be honest with you. But as you can see, the FPS is very high, and of course that was 0.2 gram BBs that I use. Okay, I use the same BBs all the time, which are these guys. That's what I use. There you go, you can see the weight there. I use the same ones every time I do range test or chronon. Okay, these are the ones I always use. So get back to that range test. So we're back in a second. So I read the instructions some more, and what it actually states is you're actually better cocking the gun first. Okay, holding it back before you put the magazine in. So that's what I've done this time. I've cocked it back, put the magazine in, and slide it forward. Yeah, that took things a lot easier. Now I'm going to give this a blast. I'm going to do what I normally do. I'm going to fire this about 20 feet away. Okay, and see where we go there. As we're doing World War II, I thought it might be nice to have a proper military type target. Let's see how we get on. Once again, safety goggles are on, okay, because you have to make sure you stay safe when you do this, guys, please. Right, here we go. First shot. I couldn't even see where that went. I know I hit it. Or did I? Oh yeah, I did. Right there. Yeah, right there. That wasn't bad off target at all. Quite happy with that. There we go. So, yeah, I aimed right dead center there. Okay, it's a little bit high for that range, but that's okay, because the time you go out, further out, it'll be a lot better. Now, that's now 2 magazine fills that I've had with that. So, let's see how much more it'll take. So I'm going to reload this and we'll continue to shoot. So I almost got 3 magazines out of it. There is 1 BB left in the magazine, to be honest with you. And I'll be honest with you, I'm quite impressed with that. 1 BB left. So yeah, so you'll get 3 magazines out of CO2 capsule, 15 rounds per magazine, 45 rounds. That's quite not too bad, to be honest. I think that's quite average, to be honest with you. Now the temperature of the house, okay, is sitting at a very comfortable 22 degrees. Now CO2 does work better, obviously, outside in the cold, okay. So winter's time, yeah, CO2 would work a lot better. And of course in the summer it works even more better because of the temperature. So there you have it. So there we have it. The company was KWCguns.com. Okay. P.08 gas blowback, fixed hop, 4-inch barrel, front sight, rear sight, nice texture on here. That'd be pretty anti-slip, to be honest with you. Safety there, big Allen key for the CO2, okay, for the magazine, okay. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that, to be honest with you. It is shooting really hot. I think more BBs through that, it might settle down, to be honest with you. So there we have it. We're now moved on to one of the German guns. What's coming up next? Ah, yeah. Could be another World War II gun, could be something else. You'll have to tune in to find out. And remember, if you haven't subscribed, why not? Come on, press that notifications thing, okay? Hit the bell so that you'll be one of the first to see new content. If you like what you see, please leave a comment, okay? If you haven't liked what you saw, please leave a comment. It's always good to chat. If you like what I'm doing, thanks very much. Okay, little update on subscribers. We're up to 106 in the new year. And this is the very first video, so I'm quite chuffed with that, to be honest with you. I'm really, really chuffed, and I'd like to thank the subscribers, everybody who's subscribed so far. Thank you very, very much. If you'd like to be one of them, you know what to do. Thanks very much. You all take care. Bye-bye just now.